Nick Pivetta continues to be a force for the Red Sox. Nate Eovaldi continues to give the Red Sox quality starts, and the Red Sox have had success against Oakland this weekend. Welcome to the Locked On Red Sox podcast. Thank you for making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every single day. I am your host, NESN's Lauren Campbell. I am flying solo today. My co-host, Massachusetts Pirates team insider Jake Ignazuski, is traveling home from New Mexico. The Pirates had a road trip this weekend, and of course, he is with them. So this is going to be a special 2-episode day this lovely Monday here in Boston. First, in this episode, I'm going to recap Friday and Saturday's game. Xander Bogaerts making a little bit of Red Sox history on both Friday and Saturday. Nick Pivetta doing a complete 180 since beginning the season 0-4. And as always, we will do the mental health minute. So let's jump to it.
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. It's BetOnline where the game starts. So as I mentioned in the intro, this is just going to be a recap of both Friday and Saturday's game. An episode regarding Sunday's game will be out later today, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. So Friday and Saturday were both really, really good wins for the Red Sox. They won 7-2 on Friday and 8-0 on Saturday. Both had a lot to take away from it, and I'll start with Friday. So Xander Bogaerts was the storyline going into Friday's game. He made Red Sox history for most games played at shortstop, breaking Everett Scott's record that he held since 1921. So when you just kind of think about how many years have passed since 1921, and to think how many shortstops have been in the Red Sox organization, and big name shortstops as well, and to think that it's Xander Bogaerts who breaks the record and now stands alone. And I'm so excited for him. I think it's just another accolade to add to his already impressive resume. It's great to see that he's been at short for so long. And it's crazy to think that it's been as long as it has. I feel like that, 1921 is a hell of a long time to hold the record. And props to Xander Bogaerts for breaking it this weekend. And he ended up having a home run in the game, and he nearly had an errant throw to first base, but a pick by Bobby Delbeck changed the course of the game. The Red Sox were up 2-0 at the time, and Bobby Delbeck was able to pick it at first and keep the game 2-0. The Oakland Athletics did have runners on second and third at that time. And after the game, Alex Cora called Bobby Delbeck's pick a game-changing play. And as much as Bobby Delbeck has been struggling at the plate, and he has had some struggles at first base as well, I think that something like this can certainly provide a big confidence boost for someone like him. And cameras captured after that pick, Bogaerts ran over and kissed Delbeck's hand. It was cute. It was a very cute moment. And Delbeck said after the game that this was not the first time that it's happened. And Bogaerts said, I just had to do it. I almost cost us the game or cost us some runs, and he was able to save it and keep the game close. Thankfully, the offense turned up and they ended up winning 7-2. But something like that, if the throw went past Delbeck, at least one run would have scored. And Alex Cora said probably two, but it's just something so small like that can change the direction of the game so fast. But the offense decided to show up on Friday and get the Red Sox a nice 7-2 win. Bogaerts had 3 RBI on the night. Trevor Story had 2 RBI on the night. And Nate Eovaldi, once again, turned in a very strong start for the Red Sox. He went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and struck out 8. John Schreiber and Ryan Brazier combined for an inning and 2/3 of work with no hits, no runs, and 2 strikeouts. So nice to see them kind of get back in there. And yes, the game was broken open at that point when they're in, but you still like to see them not give up hits, not give up runs, or in anything to that matter. But another really, really strong outing from Eovaldi, and something that Red Sox fans love to see. He did have a strong May, so to say. He did have the complete game, and he did have outing after outing where he was able to go into the 6th, 7th, 8th inning. but he gave up a lot of hits and he gave up a lot of home runs. So to see him start June on a high note and have no earned runs on there, 4 hits and none of them were home runs, that's something we love to see. Hopefully he can stay that consistent through June, because that's what we need from him. He did have a 674, a 684, something like that ERA in May, and the ace of the staff cannot do that. And we're all going to have bad starts, right? There's always going to be games where something just isn't right. That's completely normal. But to see Eovaldi just start June the right way on a high note, I feel like that's a good omen, and it's going to be good for every 5 days for the rest of the month for Eovaldi. We're going to keep this pitching talk going in the second segment of Locked On Red Sox, but first, I just want to tell you about Athletic Greens and AG1, because this is a product I use literally every day. I started taking AG1 because I just wanted to have more energy. Who doesn't want to have more energy, especially in the mornings? Now that it's summer, you want to be energized for the entire day. Now I've been on it for a few weeks and I absolutely love it. It doesn't taste like it's super healthy. It has kind of a mild tropical taste. So if you're into like those tropical juices, this 100% is for you. And I actually enjoy and look forward to taking it every single morning. So what is this stuff? With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. Like I said, I wake up every morning before I even have my coffee. I take AG1. My fiance even takes it with me. So we start our day right. We start our day with plenty of energy. Plus, it's lifestyle friendly. If you're on a keto diet, paleo, vegan, dairy free, or gluten free, you can still take AG1. It contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, none of those nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting pretty darn good. Supports better sleep quality and recovery. It supports mental clarity and alertness. It's the one thing with the best things. Athletic Greens uses the best of the best products based on the latest science with constant product iterations and third-party testing. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/MLB network. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/MLB network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. We here at Locked On Red Sox have an important favor to ask you. We've put together a survey so we can learn more about our listeners like you and make your favorite Locked On podcast even better. This is your opportunity to tell us what you like and don't like about Locked On podcasts. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey right now to get started. It won't take very long, and everyone that completes a survey can qualify for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Ticketmaster gift cards. To take your audience survey, go to lockedonpodcasts.com/survey. And thank you for your help. So Saturday's win was just as satisfying as Friday's win. The Red Sox beat the A's 8-0. Xander Bogaerts once again made Red Sox history. He became the shortstop who has the most starts, breaking Everett Scott's record again. So Friday was the most games played. Saturday was the most games started. So again, happy for him. I'm so excited to see hopefully what the future holds for him in a Red Sox uniform. Regardless, he has a very lengthy career ahead of him. The story of this game was Nick Pivetta. He's just completely done a 180 since starting the season 0-4. But before we get to him, Jarren Duran was recalled from Worcester because JBJ is on paternity leave. Congratulations to him and his wife, Erin, as they welcome their 3rd child into the world. So he was recalled and he got to Oakland and he went 2 for 5 on Saturday. Rafael Devers and Alex Verdugo each had 2 RBI. And I think this was a really good game for Alex Verdugo because he talked to Chris Smith of Mass Live on Saturday, and he was talking about how his season was, quote unquote, very frustrating. And you looked at his numbers, they weren't probably where they should be, or they're certainly not where Verdugo expected them to be. And according to StatCast, Verdugo would have had 14 home runs had they been hit in different parks, and he only has 3 on the season currently. So you just kind of look at that and see how so many ballparks are built different. And if you see Fenway where the symmetry just makes absolutely zero sense. He's hit a couple balls into the triangle but it was good to see him have a really strong night at the plate. Maybe that's going to be something that gets him going. And Franchy Cordero, 1 for 3 with a run and 2 RBI. We talked about Nick Pivetta, or we're going to talk about Nick Pivetta doing a complete 180. So was Franchy. He is making the absolute most of his time with his second stint with the Red Sox after being very unsuccessful last year, but having really good success in Worcester. So it's awesome to see that that's kind of finally translated. And as I'm recording, he did hit a 3-run home run to break the 1-1 tie with the Oakland A's on Sunday. So that's going to be something in our later episode today that we are certainly going to discuss and just kind of talk about what a treat he's been since returning to the Red Sox. But Nick Pivetta, man, another dazzling outing. 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. This was his 5th straight win after beginning the season 0-4. He pitched during that 0-4 stretch, he pitched 20 2/3 innings. He gave up 18 runs and had a 7.84 ERA. Yikes. I mean, we're talking about like, what is there an option for him to go to the bullpen? Is there something wrong? Is he hurt? I don't know what turned it around for him, but I'm so glad it has, because he's been fabulous to say the very least. And he is the first starting pitcher to go 0 for 4 to open a season and then reach a 5-4 record since Ramon Ortiz and Mark Redmond both did it in 2006. The last Red Sox pitcher, however, to do it was Danny Darwin way back in 1993. So what contributed to this turnaround? Well, Pivetta's not exactly sure. After the game, he told us, "I don't know. I'm just going out there and having fun, playing baseball, just repeating what I've been doing more. I'm not trying to overanalyze it. I'm just trying to go out, compete, have fun, win baseball games. That's all I really care about, and that's all I really want to do." And that's all he's really been doing the last 5 games. And like I mentioned, 0-4 to begin the season. And in his last 6 outings, he's 5-1. He's pitched 41 innings. He has a 1.32 ERA, 8.73 WHIP, 37 strikeouts, and only 8 walks. So that's impressive there. He's been, like I said, just absolute money for the Red Sox. And this pitching, the starting rotation has really started to kind of come into its own and just be really helpful for the Red Sox. Pitching wins you games, right? I mean, so does offense, obviously. We've seen that with the Red Sox plenty of times this season. But to see Nick Pivetta start the season so low and have people kind of wonder what his role is, to go from where is his role to solidified number 2 pitcher, has been wonderful to see. Him and Nate Eovaldi make a really lethal 1-2 punch. And I'm loving that they can bring this start after start, and to have them back to back is only bad news for opponents. So that was really, really good to see. Hopefully that can continue. Again, he started his June really strong. That has to be a good omen somewhere, right? Coming up in our 3rd segment of the Locked On Red Sox podcast, we will, as always, do our mental health minute. But first, let's chat about BetOnline, because betonline.net is your #1 source for all of your betting stats and sports info. Find all of the latest sports developments, news, and odds, including this year's basketball championship matchup, our Boston Celtics against the Golden State Warriors, the NHL Conference Finals. The New York Rangers just fell to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So now the Lightning are back in the series. It's a 2-1 series in favor of New York. Colorado has a chance to sweep Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers right out of the Western Conference on Monday. So head to betonline.net, see what the odds are like there. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information, including live betting, esports, and so much more. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in the action. That's BetOnline, where the game starts. So as always, we're going to end the show on the mental health minute. And this is going to be a really exciting, fun, relaxing week for me. I am off of work until next Friday, or this Friday, this coming Friday. So I'm excited to just kind of not have to think about waking up early, going into the office. My focus can be watching the Red Sox games, getting you the Locked On Red Sox podcast Monday through Friday, and just disconnecting from the world for 5 days. And I think that it's really important to use your PTO from work and make sure you're taking time for yourself to regroup. I just had at work a very busy season with hockey and baseball starting and then basketball kind of all bleeding into one another. So to just be able to take some time off, and it's going to be beautiful next week, get some last minute smaller wedding things done because it's 2 months from today that I'm getting married. So we're getting just the smaller things taken care of now. So, and just be able to have my focus completely on that is already just setting me up for what's going to be a good week. And then next week, when I go back to work, I'm going to be rested, I'm going to be fueled, and I'm going to be ready for whatever the day throws at me. So I think that's a good spot to end the Locked On Red Sox podcast. Be sure to check back a little later today because we will have an episode recapping Sunday's game. Until then, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to Locked On Red Sox right here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast is where you can find us. Follow us on Twitter at LO_Red Sox. Find me at Lauren, 3 laws, Lauren with 4 R's, and Jake at Jake Iggy. Be sure to check out all the other Locked On shows across the network: Locked On Prospects, Locked On MLB, Locked On Yankees, Locked On Astros. Everyone does such a great job here. And now that you've made Locked On Red Sox your first listen, be sure to check out Sully and Locked On MLB for your second listen. Sully will take you through major leagues both past and present and give you his unique perspective. He's been a baseball fan for a very long time, and he can provide the most unique perspective I've heard in quite some time. Be sure to check back, like I said, later today and later this week as Jake and I will be recapping this West Coast road trip. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Let's go, Red Sox.